Welcome back, guys. Welcome to LTTW. Welcome to Liberia to the world. I'm back with a new episode. Again, I'm back with my phone mic. Seemed to work pretty well the last time, so I don't mind using it again. But let's jump into today's episode. I know you guys are going to be torn with this video today. I'm going to have a lot of feedback. I'm sure the comment section is going to go off, and I know people are going to give the feedback, which I'm excited to see. I'm excited to read. Today, I'm going to be talking about Liberia versus Ghana. Now, why am I doing a comparison with Liberia versus Ghana? Now, Liberians are pretty familiar with Ghana. A lot of Liberians go to Ghana and visit Ghana. A lot of Liberians currently reside in Ghana. And of course, we know the relationship we have with Ghana due to our civil war. But mainly, I have lived in Ghana. I lived in Ghana for about 7 to 8 years. Went to school in Ghana. I can speak some of the Ghanaian local language and stuff like that. So if I am thinking about moving to Africa, of course, Liberia, you guys all know, is home base, is home. But most Liberians, when they move back to Africa, they either go back to their home base country or they go to the next country that they think they're going to feel at home or have the best opportunity. So that's why I'm comparing today Ghana versus Liberia to see which country we are planning on moving to, because we've had a conversation. Jordan and I have talked about this several times. We've been on this topic for a while. So it's only right that I bring you guys this video to kind of give you guys an insight of where we have finally decided to move to. Of course, we've mentioned before, I've mentioned to you guys that we have been in a conversation. We've been talking about moving back home. That's what we've been prepping for. All of our constant visit and stuff like that. It's kind of laying the foundation, the groundwork for us to finally move semi-permanently to Africa, to Liberia. That was the initial plan. However, we've been considering Ghana versus Liberia, and you guys know why. You guys all know why. I am going to be considering 10 factors of us making the decision to pick one of these places to move to. So, without wasting too much time, let's jump right into today's video. But if it's the first time here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Just subscribe right there. It takes like 3 seconds. And like the video, comment and share this video as well if you find it interesting. So you guys will help us out. That'll be amazing. Let's get right into today's video, guys. So the main reason for us moving or considering to move to Africa mainly is business-wise. So Liberia versus Ghana, business startup. And I'm gonna be giving this to either Ghana or to Liberia. So I'll explain why. So business startup in Liberia versus Ghana. Of course, this is gonna be some bias in this video. I'm a Liberian, so there is gonna be a lot of bias in this video. However, though, that's just personal for us. We're not saying this is like the standard or this is factual. This is just an opinion and what's important to us and what we're considering. This is not a video to say this place is better than this place or I picked this place over this place, which means that's the same for everybody. This is just our opinion and what's important to us. First thing for us, the reason we're even considering moving to Africa or to one of these African countries is business-wise. Business startup. Let's go with Ghana. Ghana business startup they have a foundation, right? Ghana has a great foundation for starting the business. A lot of infrastructure and systems in place to help a business start up. You can even get loans from banks, or if you have some equity or some security that you can secure the loan with the banks in Ghana, you can get some good money to start up. There are other programs for startup businesses. There are campaigns and startups that are going on in Ghana that you can secure funds to start your business. And getting to and fro places is pretty easy, right? As far as if you want to do business in the capital city, if you want to do business all the way far out, it's pretty easy to get to and everything like that. Now, Ghana is a bigger country as far as population wise than Liberia or everything. Ghana is a bigger country than Liberia, has more people than Liberia. So starting a business, and a lot of Ghanaians are also entrepreneurs and business owners. So starting a business in Ghana is hard, in my opinion. It's a little bit harder to find something that is so unique that'll give you an advantage over other places. So in Ghana, I believe especially for a Liberian, it's going to be a little harder to start a business in Ghana. One, you're not a Ghanaian, so it's a little tougher. Two, to find a niche that is going to be so unique that is going to have a greater market share in Ghana. It's going to be a little tougher. However, I mentioned those things earlier as far as starting a business, the groundwork, the foundation, the process and systems, and securing funds, initial capital to start up. All of that stuff is a lot easier in Ghana. There are systems put in place to do so. However, for the same reason I mentioned, it's going to be harder to find a niche that's going to get you a bigger market share. The outreach is going to be a little difficult as far as reaching out, and marketing is going to be a lot more expensive in Ghana. And also, not being a Ghanaian, especially for me or you, it's going to be a little tough to start a business in Ghana as well. Liberia, starting a business in Liberia, there's not that much of a groundwork. There are a few programs for business startups. The competition is going to be pretty high because a lot of people are going to want that. I saw the embassy has some program and a few other organizations doing programs where you can pitch your business idea and they can help you with a startup. So far, what I've seen though, it's not that much, $5,000 to $10,000, which is great. It's a good amount to start a business. However, it's going to be a little harder to secure that funds. And also, there aren't a lot of program and process put in place at all in Liberia to start a business. So starting a business in Liberia is solely going to be all on you to come up with your initial capital, outreach, and all of that stuff in Liberia. Now, having said that, though, in Liberia, there are a lot of areas of opportunities where you can start a business that is not that established in the country, which will quickly give you a bigger market share if you start the business up pretty well, and you can pretty much take over that sector. So there aren't a lot. That's the great thing about Liberia. It's like a barren land, right? It's like a blank canvas, which means you can come up with a business idea, and there aren't a lot of people doing that business. You can come up with that business idea, establish your business pretty well, and be like the first mover in that space, which will give you an advantage for you establishing your brand and in that sector first before everybody else is followed. So you're gonna have that advantage of reliability and as far as credibility because you are doing it first. And also experience. You're going to learn the ins and out, mistakes and stuff like that, and which will put you ahead of other people who are just starting. So in that manner, for Liberia business wise, Ghana versus Liberia, I would definitely go with Liberia on that one. I recommend also you go to Liberia. Like I said, it's going to be tough. There's a lot of things you got to go through, a lot of challenges for business. However, the reason why I keep recommending still Liberia is because other people are doing it. You may have to go through hoops and struggles and things like that the government or the country hasn't had in place to help you, but over time you get over it, you find a way around it, and you can beat it because, like I mentioned, other people who are now Liberians are doing it and have been doing it for years. We have to do it. We just have to struggle and go through to get it back. And like I said, people do have money in the country. People are making actual millions of dollars in Liberia, and they're becoming wealthy and reinvesting back into their home country and stuff like that. So Ghana versus Liberia business startup, I recommend Liberia. Financial startup. I already just mentioned this, so I'm not going to go too deep into this. Financial startup, basically Ghana versus Liberia. In Ghana, like I mentioned, there are a lot of institutions, banks, and other places, and business loan ventures, right? Venture capitalists are over there, angel investors. They're all in Ghana looking for a new startup to invest in. So as for financial startup initiatives, in Ghana, you have a better chance. In Liberia, there aren't as much, if any. So as far as financial startup, if you really need that financial startup as far as pitching your business and needing help from the ground root to raise capital for the business, and I recommend Ghana over Liberia, of course. If you do have all your funds that you need to start your business and run your business and get your business to a point where it's profitable, then I'll recommend Liberia. But in this case, financial startup, this one goes to Ghana. All right, the next one, number 3, is human capital. Basically, human capital just means people that will be needed for your business, right? Human capital also plays into how much it's going to cost you to get people to work for your business, work on your business, or work with your business. So for this one in Ghana, there are a lot of people in Ghana who can do the job, who are expertise wise, who are trained to do the job. There are a lot of institutions, trade schools, and actual schools and universities who are training people in almost everything you can think about. So as far as getting skilled labor, Ghana will be a good place to do it. However, we have to consider the first two things I mentioned. If that's something that will put Ghana at an advantage, then go ahead and do so. However, at the disadvantage, I think will be in Ghana. It's going to cost a lot more, of course, for your human capital, your labor cost for a startup in Ghana. The employment rate in Ghana is a little higher than Liberia. Of course, Liberia employment rate is way down, which means it might be a little harder to find people to start up your business, or people who are willing to maybe take a little less, because as a startup you don't have money, so willing to take a little less for the business to get up on its feet, which should mean people without maybe unskilled labor who you can train and get up to a point where at least they can get the business running. I feel like in Ghana it's going to be a little harder to do so. But as far as skilled labor, you can get more in Ghana than in Liberia. However, for a business startup, if Liberia is an advantage for you, considering the first 2 points I mentioned, then Liberia will be the better place for human capital, meaning you can get a lot more cheaper labor, because most people are unemployed. They would take what you can give them. Of course, I recommend give them something good, but they would take what you can give them. And if you find a good set of people, most people are willing to work. They're looking for jobs. They're unemployed. There are a group of skilled labor force in Liberia too who are unemployed. College graduates, trade school graduates, and stuff like that. I saw a lot of them. So those people are willing to probably work with you as far as a small business, maybe get a little bit less than what they should be getting to get the business up in a point, because they're unemployed in the first place. So they'll take that. So for this sector, this point number 3, I'll give that to Liberia. I feel like you can get a little bit more cheaper human capital. There are a lot more people you can pile up to get to start working right away, because they're just there looking for jobs, and it's going to cost a little less. Plus, you can also utilize the group, the pool of skilled labor force who are unemployed, who can kind of work with you a little bit to get you up to a point that the business can be profitable, and you can start to pay them, basically what they deserve. That will really help them out too, but also create a great bond between you and those group of people, and they will feel like they're part of the company because they help build the company and stuff like that. So for this case, I'll give it to Liberia. Number 4 is market share. I mentioned all of these earlier in point number 1, so I'm going to skip over this a little faster. Market share, I believe Ghana versus Liberia. In Ghana, again, there are a lot of things to help you start your business, just infrastructure-wise, systems, and all of that stuff. However, I feel like you're going to need a lot more money to grab a bigger market share in Ghana, because once again, most of the niche markets, most of any kind of business idea you think about right now, almost I will guarantee is already in Ghana, and probably has been for a while. So to go and establish that same type of business, to really get a bigger market share, you're gonna need a big capital, initial capital to start. Right, you're gonna need a bigger workforce, great marketing. You need something that's gonna put you at an advantage to get a bigger market share, because it's pretty hard for people who've been in the space longer than you for you to just get in there and grab a bigger market share. So I believe in Ghana it's gonna be harder to do so. Now in Liberia, I don't think it's gonna be hard to do so, especially if you find a niche market that people haven't been doing for years. We all know the Chinese, Lebanese, Indians, and other foreigners in Liberia have captured a certain sector of the economic, the certain sector of business in Liberia, which is going to be pretty hard to really get a bigger market share, because we all know that certain people really control a certain type of business in Liberia, and it's going to be harder to come and to overtake them because they have connections in the country. They will kind of block you from overtaking them, because some of these people are they're so well connected that they're only them are allowed to do certain type of things or business in Liberia, which is going to really make you like the underdog for like forever, right? So But there are like endless business sectors in niche markets in Liberia that you can start that either a very few people are doing or no one is doing at all, which can get you a bigger market share right away. It can probably make you the main guy in that sector, or at least 50, 60, 70% share in that business sector in the economy of Liberia, right? So as far as market share, I'll give that to Liberia over Ghana. Another point to consider for me too would be infrastructure. Basically, clearly there's a clear cut on this one. This will go to Ghana. Infrastructure wise, Ghana is just way ahead of Liberia. Of course, this is not to dump on my country. Of course, Ghana has been fortunate and from great leadership as well. They haven't gone through any kind of really civil war or anything like that. That's going to really set them back. We, on the other hand, have been through decades of that and some poor leadership. So we're far back. So in this case, it's clear there's no argument infrastructure-wise as far as just ease of transportation, getting around, roads, buildings to establish your business and to rent and all of that stuff. A communication network, internet, and everything is way ahead of Liberia. So in this case, I'll definitely give it to Ghana over Liberia. Liberia, we're still far behind. Hopefully that's something that can change with great leadership, with some great initiatives and some investment from outside and within the country as well. And next one, too, most of these points tie into each other. The next one will be ease of doing business. Now, we all know doing business in Liberia can be so challenging, right? Because you almost always have to figure everything out on your own. As far as there's nothing really in place to really make you doing your business easy. Liberians, I'm saying, please, when I mention these points, don't be discouraged, right? Because I know some of us, we're not sure. We're unsure of going to Liberia and establishing and putting our resources in the country. So sometimes when you hear things like this, it almost validates your hesitancy, right? Is that a word? I think it's a word. Hesitancy. Hesitancy. Sounds good. It's a word. It almost validates your hesitancy of going to the country, right? So I don't want that. I don't want to. And again, I always say this is because we just have to pull through. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, there's really nothing in place to prop you, right? There's no buffer to really help you, right? But we can still do it. We have to do it, right? Because if we get over that hump, there are people doing it in Liberia that are just making a living. We should not sit back and say, oh, because of this and this and this, so we're not going to do it. If you go to Liberia, if you've been to Liberia, you would know there are people in Liberia that are controlling all these different business sectors, and they are just making a killing. So we have to do that. And most of these people, I'll say more, it's my guess, it's not a fact, but I'll say over 60% of them are foreigners. So we just have to go and do it, man. But like I said, ease of access, ease of doing business. Of course, I'll give this to Ghana. Ghana, I believe, though, which is the right thing. Ghana, I believe there's a lot more process and procedure in place. It's going to go smooth, right? Everything you're going to do, you have to do, you do it, it's going to get done. But there are a lot of steps, which is good. In Liberia, doing business, the process and procedure is there. You can choose to skip 2 or 3 steps by greasing some elbows. But it could be also difficult just to do 1 or 2 things for your business. It can get hectic and a little discouraging. But ease of doing business, I'll give this to Ghana. But also, it really depends. It really depends on the business sector and what you're trying to do and how well versed you are in that space and knowledgeable and connected. So it could go either way. I'll give this to Ghana, but it could be Liberia too. It really depends on the business sector you're going into as far as ease of doing business. The next point here is housing. Now, when you think about housing, you right away want to give it to Ghana. Of course, Ghana has just tremendous housing market and like the housing sector in Ghana, just everything, right? Public housing, private businesses, commercial housing, all of that stuff. You see it. Beautiful buildings, amazing. And shockingly, too, a lot more affordable. right? If you go to Ghana, you can get a really nice looking house for an affordable amount. You can probably pay $3,000-4,000 a year to get a beautiful looking place, an apartment or like a duplex, a unit that you can be renting from. It's easier to do. And now it comes with a caveat, right? Because again, if you're not a Ghanaian, it's a little difficult to do things in Ghana. It may not be a bad thing, right? We see Ghana is way ahead, right? Which means the people, they put themselves first. They rather put their own people first than foreigners. So I get it. It's not a bad thing per se, but it's not a good thing for outsiders, right? Because it's a lot difficult. So even getting a house in Ghana, doing business in Ghana, pretty much almost everything you have to do in Ghana is harder to do if you're not a Ghanaian. Sometimes it's impossible. You have to put a Ghanaian in front to do it, which, like I mentioned, it's not a bad thing, which means the country that they put themselves first, they put the people first. So, but that just makes it a little difficult too for you to do business in Ghana. So we're talking about housing. So housing wise, it could be, I want to say Ghana. If you're a Ghanaian, that's a no-brainer, of course. If you have a means of doing it through a Ghanaian, of course, no-brainer, a lot cheaper and stuff like that. Housing in Liberia, if you have been establishing something or building something, I feel like you can do a little more cheaper in Liberia because of the labor force. You get a lot more people for a lot less and get it done. And pay the most to the skilled labor force, right? Those who can get the architecture right and make sure the house is beautiful looking and stuff like that. And your general labor can be a lot cheaper. People are always looking for work and stuff like that. So if you get that done, it'll be a better idea, maybe by saving 2, 3, 4 years instead of renting in Ghana. For like within 5 years of renting in Ghana, you can build a house in Liberia. So if it's something you've already planned for, I recommend Liberia to just build, and it's going to be a little cheaper and stay there, right? Or if you're building in Ghana too, it could be cheaper to build in Ghana as well. There are affordable housing, maybe $40,000-50,000. However, again, like I said, because of the labor force, it's going to cut down that pricing, so it may be a little cheaper in Liberia. For this one, though, I'll give it a tie. I know it's surprising. Ghana, way more better looking houses, a lot more available housing, a little more cheaper to rent per year and stuff like that. But for the same reason I mentioned earlier, if you can save a few years, you can get a lot cheaper, especially if you know what you're doing and you're on ground. Just build it, live in it, and forget about it. So for this one, I'll give it a tie. Personally, for me, I'll rather do the latter. I'll rather go to Liberia and save, build, and stay than living in Ghana and renting and stuff like that, or building in Ghana as well. Next one here is a fun one, but it's climate. That's something I have to consider. If you're living in any African country or anywhere, as a matter of fact, you consider the climate. Most people want to move to a certain place because of how great and amazing the weather is. So climate-wise, both countries pretty much, is West African countries, so it's similar weather. However, though, we all know, for me, Ghana gets a little too hot and humid. I believe Liberia is a little more cooler because it's a smaller country by the ocean. Ghana has a sea coast as well, but Liberia, the capital city, is closer to the ocean, which most people are, and I feel like it's a lot more like a rainforest type of climate than it is in Ghana. These are all opinion, guys, so if you have the fact to mention it, I'm not a geologist or anything like that. I'm just saying from experience. I've lived in both countries, of course, for a number of years, so I'm just saying Liberia gets a little cooler for most of the year compared to Ghana, which is just uncomfortably hot. So for me personally, climate wise, I'll choose Liberia, of course. I feel like you can have a lot more cooler days and nicer days than it is in Ghana, which is very, very hot most of the time and makes it a lot more comfortable. Liberia, take this one. Food. Now here is where the bias is going to take over. Of course, almost anybody will pick their home country food. That's what you grew up with. That's what you're used to. However, Ghanaian makes amazing dishes and stuff like that. But whenever these things come up, people from their home country always pick their home country. But I believe that if there's a competition when it comes to food, Liberia is going to beat any West African country. That's for sure. I know that for sure. Not for sure, but for sure. But you know what I mean. I strongly believe that. I believe Liberia will kill any country when it comes to food cooking competition. This is going to play an important role in where I live. I love food. I love to cook. I love to eat. So, of course, this is going to make me pick Liberia or Ghana. Again, I'm a Liberian, so it's a bias. But, I mean, I feel like even if I was from like Djibouti or something like that, I would pick a Liberian food. Hey, Ghanaians, no shit though. It's just my opinion, all right? I know if you guys are asked this same question, you're going to pick Ghana, which is a no-brainer. Or maybe Liberia, who knows? But anyways, let's go to the next point. Lastly is home base. Again, bias is going to play here, but also some facts, right? Home base, where do I really want to make home? Ultimately, my answer would be Liberia. Again, I'm a Liberian, but also for all the reasons I mentioned prior, I feel like Liberia is going to make a better home base for myself and for you Liberians out there in the diaspora. Yes, there are challenges and stuff like that, but we can all come together and overcome this, right? However, I feel like Liberians will feel more at home in Liberia than they are in Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and everywhere else. Because like I mentioned, most of these countries always put their people first. So it's going to be a lot difficult. I've lived in Ghana for years. I've had great Ghanaian friends. One of my friends I consider as a brother. Obviously, he's a Ghanaian. I had a great time growing up in Ghana. But underneath, there's a lot of, I don't know the word to use, but it's not going to feel at home, right? Because Ghanaians are always going to put themselves first. For the lack of word, I don't know. I don't want to say anything offensive, but living in Ghana can be difficult because you're not a Ghanaian. There's a lot of things you can't do. You can't really relate unless you can speak all the language, or at least the two main language fluently, where it's going to disguise your, like you not being Ghanaian. It may help you, but if not, you'll find it a lot difficult. Ghanaian, of course, hold their people in high respect and put them first, which means everybody else will come second, third, fourth. So if you're a foreigner, especially from Liberia, which of no fault to Ghana, we've been living in their basement, which is the camp, for a while because we had civil war. So when you think about that, a country will not really respect you. You know what I mean? Because like if you've been a refugee in their country for like, I don't know, decades, and they're seeing that your home country is really not doing much, they're not going to really respect you. So Ghanaians or Liberians, no matter where you're from, you can move from Asia, Europe, America, and move to Ghana. As long as you're a Liberian, automatically you're a little bit looked down upon. Now, I'm not saying this in general, like all Ghanaians look down upon you, but it's a general feeling, right? And like I said, I'm not blaming the people. We've been in that country for years. We've been a refugee. They're seeing our country. They're seeing the development, the progress. It's really not doing much in Liberia. So automatically, they're not going to respect you as much. And it's a human thing, right? If we had Sierra Leoneans in our country who are refugees and Sierra Leone is really not doing well, we're not going to respect the Sierra Leoneans. So similar thing, right? So that's why making Liberia your home base is going to be better than making Ghana your home base, because you're just going to feel more at home. And it's your own people and stuff like that. Whereas in Ghana, to no fault of their own, you're gonna be a little bit, underdog most of the time, in your circle, in the community, in the business sector, and all of that stuff. So there it is, guys. Liberia versus Ghana, where we finally decided we're gonna move to. Of course, it's pretty clear now, but it is Liberia. We did consider Ghana just because we just wanted to have easy life. And, everything is there. Where in Ghana, we can order an Uber, and within less than 3 minutes, you have an Uber. And the Uber costs like $2 to go places, right? To go like 17, 20 miles, it costs you like $8. And you can just get an Uber like this anytime. That alone is so easy. The roads are great. You can get from here to here quicker and stuff like that. That's what we really just wanted. But for all the other reasons I mentioned earlier, we are going to go to Liberia, of course, because Liberia is our hometown. And I'm a huge advocate of the country, even though we have challenges. But let's come together and do it, guys. So there it is. There is this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and comment below this video. I really want to hear from all of you guys. What do you think? So go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe though. Please subscribe. Help the channel out. Also, I've had so many people, and I'm only saying this because I've had so many people email me about this. People want to help out the channel. They see the work we do. They want to help us out. Now, in the description of this video, there'll be a link for donation. Hey, anything, right? You can donate 5 cents, 20 cents, whatever it is. $5 or more would be great, but anything at all. So in the description, you will see a donate link, and also in the banner of the page, when you go to the page itself, the banner has a link for donation. If you're feeling generous, it's not compulsory. You don't have to at all. You know, you can just be a subscriber, and that'll be great. We'll love that. But if you want to go the extra length, the link is in the below, and that'll be great. There it is, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here, LTTW family. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll see you in the next one.